So it's very interesting that if you look in the Torah, this is another pshat, interesting pshat I saw about what Yaakov was telling Esav. He tells him, I lived with Lavan, and Lavan Garti, V'tayag mitzvah shamarti. I kept all the mitzvahs when I lived with Lavan. Why is Yaakov giving Lavan an autobiography now all of a sudden? Did he ask for, where have you been living all these years? What have you been doing? Where are you holding? What daf and nivamas are you up to? You think Esav cares about that? Why is Yaakov telling him this message that when I lived with Lavan, I kept all the mitzvahs? So I saw a very interesting pshat, and that's as follows. The Medrash says that Yaakov was afraid that Esav had a schus, a merit that Yaakov didn't have. And that is the mitzvah of Yishuv Eretz Yisrael. Not sure if it's a mitzvah per se. It's definitely a great thing, right? The schus, it's a merit of Yishuv Eretz Yisrael. Whether or not it's a mitzvah itself is for another shir. Machlekes Rambam and Ramban, Maimonides and Nachmanides, whether or not it's considered one of the Tayyag mitzvahs. But it's definitely, for sure, a holy thing. Chazal are replete of references to the greatness of living in Eretz Yisrael. And Torah Getaris Eretz Yisrael, and Chahena v'Chahena, etc., etc. All these great things about the schus, the merit about living in Eretz Yisrael, about living in Eretz Yisrael. So the Medrash says that that's what Yaakov was afraid of. Although Yaakov knew who he was, right? But he's lacking in that great merit of living in Eretz Yisrael. So what's the answer? He tells Esav, Im Lavan Garti. I lived with Lavan. I kept all the mitzvahs. Yes, you lived in Eretz Yisrael. You had that mitzvah. But you know what? I didn't have that mitzvah. You're right. I mean, technically, if you want to be a lamdan over here, you could say, yeah. But if you hold like the shittas that it's not a mitzvah, you could be like, yeah, I kept all the mitzvahs. You have one schus, but it's not even a mitzvah. maybe according to those Rishonim, maybe that's what he was telling him. I kept all the mitzvahs. You have a schus, very nice, but I kept all the mitzvahs. But the Sefer Avnei Ezer wants to tell us, interesting pshat I saw, that I was mechanech, I educated my children, and myself too, to be a complete Jew. It's not enough to just keep one schus, even if you want to consider it a mitzvah. But no, tayag mitzvah shamarti, I kept all the mitzvahs. It's not enough to just pick one thing and say, you know what, I'm gonna pick this, forget about everything else. No. The approach is that you have to keep all the mitzvahs. Now, you can excel in one mitzvah. You keep all the mitzvahs, and you pick one mitzvah, and that becomes my ticket to Olam Haba. They say, I think the Chofetz Chaim used to say, a person should always have like an Olam Haba Masechta. You learn all the Shas, but there's one Masechta that's like yours. Bava Kama, Yevamis, that's my Masechta. That one I know so well, and I excel on that. Kinyan Masechta. But that's the message that he was telling Esav, was that Yishuv Eretz Yisrael is very nice. It's a wonderful thing, but that doesn't count against keeping all the mitzvahs. Although you want to pick one mitzvah and excel in that mitzvah, that cannot be an exclusion to everything else. Beautiful idea. Yishuv Eretz Yisrael, beautiful thing, wonderful thing. But don't think that if you keep that, everything else doesn't matter. No, I kept all the mitzvahs. I kept the entire Torah. And that's going to trump the mitzvah of Yishuv Eretz Yisrael. I just want to end by saying, it's interesting, I'm just thinking now, that it's a raya, maybe, that it's not one of the Tayyag mitzvahs. Because Max, if Yishuv Eretz Yisrael was considered one of the Tayyag mitzvahs, then how could Yaakov say, the Tayyag mitzvah shemarti, and I kept all 613 mitzvahs. But he didn't live in Israel. Elamai, It's not considered one of the 613 mitzvahs. Otherwise, Yaakov would be lying when he said, I kept all the mitzvahs. So, as a joke, maybe that's what he was telling him. Yeah, I kept all the mitzvahs. Technically, it's not a mitzvah. It's a great schus. It's a great thing. Don't get me wrong, especially for my modern Orthodox friends out there watching this year. Of course. Tzion. But technically, maybe according to those sheets, maybe that's what he was telling him, that it's not considered technically a mitzvah. Otherwise, I'd be lying when I said that I kept all the mitzvahs. So let's learn this beautiful lesson. Although you have to keep one mitzvah and excel in that mitzvah, it can't be to the exclusion of all the other mitzvahs. Let's keep all the mitzvahs but still excel in one mitzvah and say, that's my special mitzvah. That's my Ilam Haba mitzvah, my Ilam Haba Masechta. Shabbat Shalom.